Hey guys, my name is Donovan. Thank you for clicking on the video. I'm here to talk about my philosophy on ethics in marketing, corporate social responsibility and sustainability, and how I may apply that in future careers. I study a Bachelor of Commerce at Macquarie University. I major in marketing, and I've previously worked for a few different interns doing marketing consulting and office administration. Through this I learned some personal experience about different ways to hold ethics about the work that I do, and I do think it's relevant with what I'm currently doing. In this video I'm going to talk about different things about what sort of ethical theories I believe is correct for the different sorts of subjects. So to start off with, I think that in marketing, I think that deontological, the Western theory of ethics, establishing a set of good intentions and bad intentions that is revolving around what is morally wrong and what is morally right. I think this is the most accurate way for marketing, in my opinion. I feel as though it is applicable because your intentions of marketing are important. Intending to use marketing strategy should involve determining what is morally correct to your own beliefs. And I think having this very much human approach to marketing is really what is important with it. Another thing that's important to note is that for each traditional Western ethical theory, there are flaws within these beliefs. One identifiable flaw within deontological is the fact that there's differentiating beliefs on what is morally correct and what is morally wrong, and there are flaws within the consequences of making these decisions. And it's implausible to think that people would actually do it 100% of the time. To put this in perspective, if you take a deontological approach to marketing and aim to be as accurate as possible with tasked projects, but are tasked to market the success of a company's financial position to increase investment within this company, let's just say this company was to use the increased investment to use it for illegal expenditure into outside countries. What you're doing, your consequences that resulted from your increased financial position of this company, it caused that, so it's a flaw. However, I feel as though taking a very human approach upon it, and obviously not everyone is going to take the same 100% just the one theory, but I do think that involving your morals in what you're doing is very important. I think this also stands for corporate social responsibility, because taking that human approach again, where you involve your morals, I think that your intentions with your corporate social responsibility most times should involve a good result. Obviously, taking one complete side of a theory is not very it's not very accurate for what a company should do. However, I do think that establishing your morals and trying to adhere by them as much as possible, so understanding what you as a company, what you think that not just you but the human race sees as a negative aspect in life, should be adhered by. For example, being environmentally sustainable, making sure that you're taking care of your waste, things like that with your company, making sure you're efficient, you treat your staff correctly. These sort of things are important because they ensure that your company adheres by what is acceptable in society. And so I do think that deontological is applicable in that as well. And lastly, I'm just going to cover what I think about sustainability. I think it's a bit more accurate for utilitarianism. Utilitarianism is being accountable for everything that you do, and it's to try and aim for having the most good with the least bad. So this sort of accountability, I think, is very accurate for sustainability. So I think in terms, you can apply this to things like how much staff you use, how much materials you use, the sort of waste you use, avoiding, like environmental damage and wasteful materials, all of this sort of sustainability of a business, making sure that it's like a moving machine and it all works together. This sort of approach to sustainability is probably the most accurate for me. I do think that there is flaws within it. For example, determining what is seen as what is bad and what is good is obviously something that is debatable, and how much each way. So whether or not the damage to the environment is more heavy as a problem than, say, how a company treats their staff. Weighing out these two problems, I think, is important, because it's hard for a company to determine what they should aim for. So I do think that taking a backwards approach to it, where you involve it and mix different theories, is probably the most accurate. But I do think utilitarianism is probably the clearest way to determine how a company should develop their sustainability methods. In terms of my future career in marketing, I do think that I would take my morals to heart with everything that I do in my work. I do think that I'm going to aim to really try and break down the flaws that lie within this ethical theory and try and involve a mix of it. But I do think that deontological, in terms of my marketing career, would really run my decisions. I think that being as clear with your marketing as possible is important, so people can make an ethical decision on their own, so that if I hide something from them in my own marketing, then they can't make an accurate decision on what they want to choose. But if I'm as clear as possible, consumers can make their own choices in what they do. And so I think it's more accurate to be very strong with your marketing, but as clear as possible, so that the information is accepted by consumers. So being as informative as possible is one of the most important things. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed my discussion about ethical theories.